Hi everyone, Dave Tattlebaum here. It's been my privilege to serve as a select board member for the last 6 years, 2 terms, and I am running unopposed. Thank you for one more term coming up for this year. It's been an honor and certainly a major privilege for me to serve, and I enjoy the work, but more important than any of that, as you know, many of you know, my wife and I have retired recently over the last year and a half from our retail business, and it afforded us some decisions on how we want to spend many of the years going forward. We would like to be able to serve as many people and help as many people as we can, and we're going forward. That's exactly what we're trying to do, and certainly the opportunity to serve our residents here in town is really, really important to us. There's lots of young families, there's seniors, and students here in town who really could use some help, and that's what we want to focus on. Even issues as severely important as homelessness and those with drug addictions and food insecurity. We have an opportunity to help as many people as we can, because those problems do exist in our town, and it's up to us to make sure we do the best we can to garner the most amount of resources and help them out. Some of my priorities going forward, first and foremost, I've been very involved in long-range planning. We are trying to look out 20, 30, 40, and even 50 years out to be able to plan, spend, and make things happen in a way that we really haven't done before in my lifetime here in service to the town. Some of the major priorities we need to look at, and we are, have to do with water and sewer treatment plant, the Paden Bridge, our school replacement, the Dias Landing, DEP septic systems requirements, Crapo Hill landfill, the list goes on and on. We're trying hard to put those out in a way that makes so much sense, and we have a great committee doing that. Some of our other priorities have to do with composting and having to do with solve that DEP problem with the septic systems going forward. Lastly, that old police station, what's going to happen to it? We've been able to put that forward as a board so that we'll face town meeting coming up, and hopefully the marketplace will then be able to decide if we can do it or not. It's very controversial, lots of opinions about it, and hope the marketplace can make that decision. It's been quite an honor and a privilege to serve you. I look forward to working with so many other town people. Within the town structure that we have, there's not going to be a lot of major changes. We've got some charter committee changes coming up and maybe make some adjustments, but it's clear that our town people want to keep us a town and a town government. It's hard to do with all the volunteers and great staff we have, but that's what we have and that's what we're going to do. So it's been a privilege and honor to serve you. Thank you so much, and I'll work hard for the next 3 years to do as much as we can for as many people as we can. And thank you very much. Take care and bye-bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Christopher O'Neill, and I'm a candidate for the open seat on the Dartmouth Select Board. Before I begin, I'd like to take a minute and just thank DCTV for the great work that they do every day to make sure that we're all up to date on the goings-on in town. I'd also like to take a second to thank Mr. Frank Gracie for the work that he's put into this particular seat over the last few years. We appreciate your work and wish you and your family all the best. My story begins as the youngest of 7 in the West End of New Bedford. I attended Catholic Grammar School and Bishop Stang High School. While attending UMass Dartmouth, I started an advertising business and moved it into the back office of my family business, Tomlinson and O'Neill Insurance. In 1987, I attained my insurance broker's license and began to work with my brother and father to grow that business. In 1997, my wife Christine and I built a home on Bakerville Road. We raised our 2 daughters and brought them through the Dartmouth school system, and we were very happy with our experience. Living in Dartmouth has just been outstanding. I've kept myself pretty active over the years. I did my best to coach as D-Gal in D-Gal and soccer and softball in towns as my girls were growing up. I've served on various boards such as the Chamber of Commerce. I was vice chair of the Greater New Bedford Workforce Investment Board and served as president of the Greater New Bedford Insurance Agents Association for a little over a decade. I've also worked on various charities and campaigns, and in 2012 formed our family foundation, the Thomas and Catherine O'Neill Charitable Foundation. My siblings and I have been fortunate to donate over $50,000 in cash grants to families dealing with pediatric burns and equipment to Shriners Children's Hospital in Boston, along with South Coast Hospital in New Bedford. In September of 2020, I was appointed to the Dartmouth Planning Board. and was elected unopposed for the seat in 2023. I was subsequently elected by the members of the board to serve as chairman of that particular seat. I also serve as a member of the Charter Review Committee, and I'm a commissioner on the SERPED board also through my position on planning. I view running and being elected to the select board as an extension of my community work. I'd love the opportunity to preserve the character of Dartmouth, to make sure that our thriving town continues to have our school system as a major point of pride, and our first responders to continue to be held in the highest regard. That we continue to look for slow, smart growth and a steady tax base to buoy our property values and to keep pressure on spending, taxes, and fees for all residents and businesses in town. Lastly, I'll work with all town boards and the administration to make sure that our employees are heard and our services are streamlined and always customer-centric. I respectfully ask for your consideration on April 2nd, Christopher O'Neill, Select Board of Dartmouth. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Curtis Nunes, and I'm running for re-election for my second three-year term on the Board of Assessors. I'm proud to say my family's been in town for over 100 years. My grandfather started a grocery store in Bliscona in the 1950s, and he was also on the building committee of both Potter and Demillo schools. My children represent 4 generations of Dartmouth High graduates. I'm very proud of that. I've never been very political in my life, but when you want to speak up and complain about what's going on around town and someone says, well, there's only one way to make change, you get involved. That's when I started my several terms as a town meeting member. Eventually spoke up about issues I was passionate about. There was a project to change Round Hill Beach. That's my favorite place in town, so I got involved. We won the vote 3-2, and it was nice to experience what the power of the public can do. When I went to the polls in 2021 with my wife, I saw that no one was running for the Board of Assessors. So I thought that was a shame. I asked my wife to write my name in. I did the same. Called some friends, went on Facebook. I won the election. And I really have enjoyed my time. I did it for 2 reasons, because I thought it was a shame nobody was running. And with my extensive real estate background, this board is about valuating property. That's what I do for a living. So I thought I could bring some value. As far as qualifications, I've been in town for over 60 years, been buying and selling property since 1983, and I own a company in town. I've literally looked at every property that is sold in this town since 2002, and I think that really qualifies me for this job of, again, valuation of property, my specialty. In my first year on the board, I listened, I learned. In my second year, I became more engaged, and this third year that I'm in now, I've really got dug down deep. We've started some initiatives, and I really would like to, continue what I've started. In closing, I would really appreciate your support on April 2nd to serve the town for another 3 years and continue some things that, if elected, I plan to try to get implemented. For the first time in decades, I would like to raise the elderly senior tax exemption and also the veterans and blind residents of our town. On this board, some days, I feel it's my job to fight for the town and make sure we're protecting the town. Other days, my job is to fight for certain residents, and these people need our help. Thank you very much.
One of the most important votes on the Town of Dartmouth April 2nd ballot is the Board of Assessors. Yes, the Board of Assessors. My name is Albert Lay, and I'm running for a seat on the board. The board supports an essential financial function. When executing its fiduciary duty for the town, I believe it is incumbent upon the board to ensure that property owners are fairly treated and the valuation processes are transparent. This is why I, Albert Lay, am asking you for your vote on April 2nd. My wife Nancy and I purchased a home in Dartmouth in 2003. We are now retired. We both serve as town meeting members and have been members for several years. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in engineering, and I've worked 39 years in the insurance industry. The Commissioner of Revenue requires newly elected or appointed assessors to complete a training course and receive a certificate of completion. I have both the knowledge and background required to successfully complete this course. Property inspections are required by the Department of Revenue at least once every 10 years. The 10-year inspection is currently in progress. Once completed, the board will reassess our properties and adjust our valuations accordingly. With my knowledge of data analysis, I am the right candidate to take advantage of this opportunity to be an advocate for property owners. Property owners should be able to understand their property assessment and easily compare it to comparable properties in town. Should I be elected, I will encourage the board to make the following changes. First, broadcast board meetings on Dartmouth Community TV. Second, invite property owners to present their abatement case to the board. Third, provide property data in a format where property owners can easily compare their property with similar town properties. And fourth, facilitate the prompt hiring of a permanent full-time administrator of assessing, an office that's been vacant for at least 2 years. The Board of Assessors is critical to the town operation. It is especially important that this essential financial service functions at the highest level. I think we can do better. On April 2nd, a vote for Albert Lay is a vote for a property owner advocate. Thank you.
Hello, Town of Dartmouth. My name is Mary Beckwith, and I am a candidate for school committee. I've never run for elected office before. When asked why I am running, I simply state that I want to serve my community. My wife Jill and I moved to Dartmouth almost 22 years ago. At that time, we knew we wanted to become parents, and we chose Dartmouth in large part because of the fine public schools. Our son Isaiah joined our family in 2006 and has attended Dartmouth schools, and in a few short months will graduate from Dartmouth High School. I have come to love this community, and if elected, I want to contribute my experience and skills to our town. So why school committee? Well, I'm a lifelong educator with 40 years of experience in higher education, primarily in the field of student affairs, and believe I can best contribute to this community as a school committee member. I am committed to public education and was educated in public schools from kindergarten through my master's degree. I believe that all children deserve an education that engages and inspires them. They also need to be prepared for the world ahead, be able to think critically, act accordingly, and become active participants in their communities and in our democracy. I want nothing less for our children in Dartmouth. I know that that takes inspired and dedicated teachers, staff, and administrators. When done right, education is magical, and I've experienced that magic both as a student and as a teacher. Being the parent of a son who has been educated in Dartmouth Public Schools, our family knows from personal experience that the Dartmouth school system is outstanding. Dartmouth Public Schools has engaged our family beyond the classroom as field trip parents and through Destination Imagination and now boys tennis. I want to ensure that Dartmouth schools continue to do what we already do well. But I am also an improvement-oriented educator, and I always have my eye toward what more we can do and what we can do better. I know there are challenges ahead for Dartmouth schools. I know we will face difficult financial decisions. I know we have aging school buildings, and I know that nationwide we are facing a shortage of teachers. I know our children's mental health is affected by an increasingly complex world. So while I may not know all the specifics of the challenges ahead, I will say this: I will show up and I will be prepared. I will learn what I have to learn. I will seek first to understand the experience, concerns, and needs of teachers, administration, parents, and mostly our children. With your support, I am ready and willing to step up and serve. I live by the motto that the most important thing you can be in life is to be someone others can count on. Our children deserve that. You deserve that in your school committee. I am someone that you can count on, and I won't let you down if I am fortunate enough to earn your vote on April 2nd. Thank you.
My name is Kyle Ross. I have resided in Dartmouth since 2011 with my wife and 3 children. I want to begin by thanking the many Dartmouth residents that have reached out in support of my pursuit to be elected to the Dartmouth School Committee, It has truly been a humbling experience. Over the years, I have participated in public service in many different ways. Since 2013, I have been a member of the Dartmouth Conservation Commission, where I served as the vice chairman for a period. Professionally, I have served in the public safety sector for almost 10 years, 6 of those in a leadership role. Most recently, in 2023, I was proud to have served as the parent representative on the Superintendent Search Committee for Dartmouth Public Schools. I also hold a bachelor's and master's degree in management science. I am seeking your vote for this seat on the school committee as a father, coach, and neighbor. I am just a regular person who truly cares about the importance of equal and inclusive opportunities for all. I am a proven leader with no personal agenda. I make decisions on facts, not feelings. And I seek to bring everyone together for the betterment of all in our community. If elected as a school committee member, I seek to view parents as partners. I believe that parents' opinions matter and should be heard in a public forum on a regular basis. As a father of a child born with Down syndrome, I have learned over the years that quality communication and cooperation between all stakeholders is truly vital to a student's overall success and alleviates parents of stress and anxiety. I would support quality. I would strive to support policy to hire quality educators and effective administrators. I would support an equitable budget. I believe in an inclusive and equitable budget for all. I would ensure rigor in budget planning and full transparency in future funding decisions. Accountability. If elected, I promise to be accountable to students, parents, caregivers, staff, and the community, not social interest groups. Transparency. I believe that the best leaders are transparent. Parents should have access and knowledge of all curriculum that is used with their children. I also believe in transparency to all community members with or without children in the district. I am willing to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves, advocate for all, and serve our community with integrity and honesty. I respectfully ask for your vote on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024.
My name is Mary Ann Cole. I'm a candidate for the position of trustee of the Free Public Library. A little bit about myself. I am a graduate of Dartmouth School System. I also graduated from UMass Dartmouth back when it was Southeastern Massachusetts University. I am a lifelong resident of Dartmouth, and I have 3 adult children. When my children were young, they used to participate in the story time at the library, which they look forward to. As they became school-aged, they went to Gidley School, so they would walk across the street on their library days to pick out their books. They also participated in the summer program, which they really look forward to, and the library made it very enjoyable for them. As a member of the trustees, I would like to see other children have the same opportunities, enjoy the services of the library. Granted, the world has changed in the way technology is assessed, and I would like to make sure that the library offers programs and services to help patrons of all ages. As a town, we need to be ready to meet the needs of the community, whether it be in technology updates, innovative programs, or equipment accessible for patrons. As a trustee, I would like to see what resources, services, and programs patrons would like to have implemented, and if possible, be a part to make those things accessible. I ask for your vote for this position of trustee of the Free Public Library on April 2nd. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Linda Garibaldi. I am running for a 3-year term for the Board of Library Trustees. I have been a library trustee for about 7 months. Last year, the Select Board appointed me to a vacant position. That term expires with this election. It's been a very interesting 7 months. I have enjoyed it, and I've learned a lot, and probably have a lot more to learn. I've been involved with libraries for as long as I can remember. Dartmouth's library is exceptionally good, and so is its staff. I am very impressed with their professionalism and with their enthusiasm for what they do and how they do it, and that includes our new library director. I have lived in Dartmouth for 21 years. I am a retired legal services attorney. My husband and I chose to live here, and we chose to stay here when we retired. And we both felt keenly that we wanted to give back to our community. I've been very fortunate and able to volunteer in different areas, including being a representative for town meeting. And last year I enjoyed serving on the town's search committee for our new library director. I am a past president of the Friends of the Dartmouth Library, where I served as an active board member for many years. During that time, I also learned a lot about the library. I was able to work with the Friends to provide needed, tangible help for both of the branches, and equally important, I believe, to bring more awareness to our community of the invaluable resources that are accessible here to everyone. I hope you can tell I am a strong advocate for public libraries. I have 8 grown children and 12 beautiful grandchildren, and I've tried to instill in them that same lifelong love for libraries, to use them, to support them, and to thoroughly enjoy them. Both of our town libraries branches are prime examples of inclusive community destinations. They promote opportunities for lifelong learning and for growth for all ages through impartial access to a broad range of materials. We have so much. Again, I am very proud of the Dartmouth Library and its excellent staff. It is a true treasure. And I hope to have the opportunity to continue to officially watch over it and guide it in the future. Thank you. Please vote for me for April 2nd, on April 2nd. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Maya Wolfson. I'm running for the 3-year Library Trustee Board position and hope to garner your support. The Dartmouth Library is a bedrock of our community for education, learning, and reading. It is a valuable public space that provides vital resources and services to our community, catering to all ages with varying interests across our community. It provides a diverse range of written and electronic materials, as well as a space to access programs and speakers, and to host local groups. I want to ensure that the Dartmouth Library continues to provide and improve upon these offerings, and is just as relevant for my young daughter as libraries have been to me throughout my life. As a library trustee, I would work collaboratively to achieve these goals. I believe my professional background and experience in operations, strategic planning, and budgeting provide me with a skill set that will be invaluable to the library trustees. I will help keep the library functioning at the highest level. I will be able to successfully collaborate with fellow trustees, the library director, the Friends of the Library, and Dartmouth residents to ensure that the vision and presence of our library not only continues to be invaluable, but also evolves and expands with the needs of our community. I will be able to dive into and help make sure a solid budget is in place. Briefly on my background. For over a decade, I was a program manager at a top-tier law firm in New York City. I ran a department as well as worked closely with partners and leaders across the firm to achieve collective goals. I have a BA from Northwestern University and an MBA from the Zicklin School of Business, Baruch College. If elected to be a library trustee, I would be a dedicated member who learns from current trustees, keeps an open mind, and helps implement strategic plans. I also would not shy away from leading initiatives when appropriate. More broadly, I want to be involved and give back to the Dartmouth community. I feel I can achieve this by being a library trustee and helping ensure the continued success of the library. Please vote for me early or on April 2nd at the polls. Thank you.